As coffee people, we tend to believe a lot of things without actually testing them. One of those things is about espresso shots dying on the bar. Is that a thing? What does it even mean? And most importantly, does it matter? I'm Eric, this is the Mug Life. I didn't choose the Mug Life chose me. Espresso shots dying. I'm not really sure where this idea came from. In my experience, I hear it the most from people who at one time or another worked or are working at Starbucks. It's the idea that as an espresso sits in the cup, the crema, the top layer of espresso, the kind of light colored stuff, eventually just dissipates and goes away, and after a minute or so you're left with just black espresso, maybe a little light color around the edge. Once the shot gets to that point, they say it's dead. I think this idea came about, and this is pure conjecture on my part, there's no basis for this whatsoever, actually from Starbucks, and there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, if you're Starbucks, as you're training baristas back in the day when they used to use La Marzocco machines just like this one and not the fancy new ones that they've got, what you didn't want is baristas leaving shots sitting there on the counter and 5 or 10 minutes later using that in a drink for a customer. That's just bad form no matter who you are. But the second reason that I will do this is this. As coffee cools, different flavor notes start to come out. And if your coffee is, let's just call it, less than desirable, as the coffee cools, you may or may not want to have all those flavor notes notable. If you ever watch a barista competition, many times barista competitors will ask the judges to wait for the coffee to cool, or they'll give them a spoon so they can stir it to lower the temperature a little bit so that the coffee cools and they can start to taste all those flavor notes. Certain large coffee companies don't want you to taste all those flavor notes, they just want you to taste hot. And when coffee or anything really is really hot, you can't taste all of those flavor notes. So that's a couple of reasons why, in my opinion, shots dying is not necessarily a thing. And here is the really strong opinion part here. If you're worried about your shots dying, and if after 30 seconds or a minute, your espresso is not tasting as good as it was when it was super hot, there's a really good chance that you need to use a better espresso for that. Because what's happening is you're simply able to taste the flavor notes more when the coffee is cooler than when it was super hot. The other part of it is the crema that is dissipating. I have another video, and I'll link to it right up here, where we talk a lot about crema. Crema really generally doesn't taste very good at all. I'm not going to get into all of that kind of stuff. You can go watch our other video if you want to do that. But it tends to be really, really bitter. So the crema dissipating is probably a good thing. So all of that to say, shots dying, not really a thing. And if you are worried about shots dying, you probably need to get better tasting espresso so that when it cools in the cup, it still tastes really, really good. That's all I've got for you today. As always, leave comments down below. Give me your opinion about shots dying. Is it or is it not a thing? Are you worried about it? Are you not worried about it? I'm sure we got a lot of opinions on this one. In the meantime, as always, keep serving coffee people love.